First, who actually watches these? Anybody watch this? Yeah? Good? That's good. Okay, so today we've got the Kottbusser. That's the Kottbusser. A lot of mispronunciations on this, which I'm not surprised at. Anyway, this is a historical German ale. You can be here. In fact, I prefer that you be here.
I knew that it was away, and I was like, oh.
No, come on, because that's weird for me if you're all the way over there, right? Yeah. All right. So, this is a historical German ale. What does that mean? So basically, a few years back, I was looking for something new to brew, something that like wasn't an IPA or a blonde, or we were back in kind of the amber era back then as well. And I came across this old recipe in a German newspaper, actually, an old German newspaper. It's called a Kottbusser because it's from Kottbus, Germany. Okay, they weren't good at naming things, I guess. Anyway, so what's unique about this is this beer kind of goes against the Reinheitsgebot, which if you haven't heard that weird word before, that was the German beer purity law that was enacted, I guess you could call it Middle Ages, probably after Middle Ages, honestly, but a long time ago, a few hundred years ago, Germany wanted to kind of make a standard for which like all German beers, that was kind of the pride of what they made and one of their biggest exports. They wanted to standardize everything, so they dictated that you could only use 4 ingredients, which are the 4 common ingredients that we now associate with brewing, which is water, malt, hops, and yeast. This beer kind of bucks that and was created around the time of the Reinheitsgebot as like kind of to be contrarian to what was going on. Obviously, they lost the battle, and for that reason, we don't really know the style as well anymore because the Reinheitsgebot people won out and the Kottbusser people did not. So, what did they add to this that's beyond those 4 ingredients? There is honey in this, and there's molasses in this. The honey comes from a buddy of mine in Rochester who keeps bees on people's roofs. And then he harvests the honey, so we brought some of that in. The molasses is from the Northeast, but it's not New York State. Anyway, it's dark blackstrap molasses, and what that gives us is a little bit more fermentable sugar, which equals higher ABV, and then a little bit more body, so you're going to get more viscosity out of this thing. Yeah, so let's do some tasting notes. What are you guys getting on the aroma? What are you getting out of the taste? Have you had a chance to try it yet? And if not, hopefully you've got one in front of you. Just shout it out.
Definitely the honey, it's that sweetness to it.
The honey is coming through as like aroma or like sweetness, like residual sweetness at the end?
Like almost like the thickness of the beer, like has that like honey, like, I don't know, I eat a lot of honey, so it's like,
okay.
You know how like honey's thick? It's just like that kind of goes through to the beer.
Nice. Okay. What else? Okay. I actually think it's a little harsh on the back end. It's like got a little bit of bite, kind of in the throat a little bit. That's not quite like a hops bitterness bite. It's like an alcohol bite essentially. Okay. What else? Like aroma.
I don't know, like, the proper word, because it's not in a negative connotation at all. It smells like more musty.
More musty? Yeah. I'm almost getting like a little bit of bubble gum off of this,
Okay.
which is not something that I'm particularly thrilled about. I don't know if I'd describe that to guests who you're trying to actually sell the beer to, but that's like when we're assessing beer, you want to be honest about what you're getting, like whether it's musty or, whatever.
I had a half pint of it, I think maybe 2 days ago for my shifty, and I felt like the more I drank it, the more I tasted the honey too, and like it wasn't as big of a bite. Like you were saying, like harsh on my throat.
Mm-hmm.
The more I drank it, I felt like like as it sat, it got warmer almost to drink. Better taste of it.
Yeah, kind of like, and we've talked about this one before too, is like you settle into the beer a little bit. So it's like and the way to kind of bring that through is like, selling it or whatever is like, encourage people to like go beyond that first sip and like maybe start with the half pour and then like see where you go from there. That's the way to get people to try it. Now this went on a few days ago. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say last night I had great success describing it as a honey brown.
Yeah.
And it kind of breaks down the barrier of all the verbiage. It worked really well. Just a quick note for selling it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like whenever you can like relate it to something that people just go, aha, I know what that is. It's way easier than trying to give them all the background of the historical blah, 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 whatever. I think it's cool. You don't have that kind of time with everybody. Not everybody thinks it's cool. Like, there's all that to contend with. So yeah, that's a great way to sell it. I think the honey is a great selling point. The fact that the honey is, if not like hyper local, at least New York State. I think that's a nice thing to do. When I do the promo, like we'll feature them in the post as well. Hopefully I can get the beekeeper to come up here and try the beer while we're here, and we'll do something with that too. I know he wants to come up here. He's a brewer at Other Half as well, so yeah.
Also for molasses, like that's a good sign. Molasses is much thicker and darker, so the honey brown makes sense.
Yeah, for sure. For sure, and those adjuncts are adding some color to this as well. So they're darkening the beer, and we specifically went with darker honey to kind of like keep like, I'd almost describe the color as honey, So if you want to shorten that even further and go honey ale, that's fine by me. I don't have a problem with that. All right, questions, comments. I know that we've got a few more, by the way, that we've put on recently. It was a big weekend for changes. I'm going to roll them out one day at a time, so because I got to get back there and keep canning. But yeah, so tomorrow we'll do the Zaatar, and then the day after that we'll do the Dewey Double Pills. And by that time we might have another beer to do as well.
I'm
So
excited for the Dewey Double Pills.
It's really good.
It's good.
Yeah.
nice.
Just have a Pilsner background, because people come in and they're like, what do you have for a Pilsner? And
Yeah, just like a light, bright beer.
Yeah.
Nice. Mazel tov. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you guys. Have a great shift.